think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel. And, look, nobody hates black people for being black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare. And I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative.
The largest and longest Holocaust in history is happening right now in the meat, dairy and egg industries. 70 billion land animals are brutally murdered each year, along with 2.7 trillion marine animals. And you are an animal abuser. KFC is responsible for this Holocaust. You are contributing to this if you're not vegan. You are an animal abuser and you're paying for torture, abuse, and the animal holocaust by being vegan. KFC are animal abusers. No campaign, please.
Welcome back, Humble Not Timid. Another voice, another choice. So we're going to talk one more time about this idiot of a young man named Nick Fuentes. Now, I wasn't even really going to do this episode. I really wasn't even going to touch this, but I seen too many videos of everybody talking about it, and we're not only going to talk about what he said, we're going to talk about some of the responses that I seen to it, okay? So this is going to be my little disclaimer right here. If you're not an ignorant white folk, don't get offended by what I'm about to say or what you're about to see. If you're not an ignorant black folk, don't get offended by what I'm about to say and what you're about to see. Okay? So either way, we're going to get into it. Humble Not Timid. Another voice, another choice.
Getting mad at me playing, but they ain't taking my place. And I'm a misbreed, homie, so they hate my race. Or maybe I'm just ugly, so they hate my face. Either way it go, homie, take the hating away. Now I'm suited in my armor and I'm just ready to play. So now put me in coach, cause I'm just ready to get. See, I told y'all I ain't going nowhere. I told y'all I'm right here, right here. I told y'all
It's a shame. I really do believe, look, I think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel. And, look, nobody hates black people for being black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare. And I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative. Stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima speeding down the shoulder. And you say, what the f***? You're not supposed to do that. If everybody did that, it would just be another lane and, not everybody can do that. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply to them. They have no respect for society. Like that's their interaction is they are a waiter and they wait on a black table. Black people don't tip. Rude. Like that's most people's interactions. It's stuff like that. They go to the DMV and they see a black person behind the counter and they say, oh, here we go. And the person's rude. Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people don't like people that are rude. That people don't, it's unpleasant. People want to be treated with consideration and respect. And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking. If you live your life and you know that you're going to be mugged by black people, it kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people.
Nick Fuentes, my message to you, young man, is you're stupid. Shut up already. Just some of the things, and I'm not even going to say you're stupid. You're ignorant. Some of the things you say are just ignorant. Now, I'm trying not to hold too much against the young man because the young man is only like 26 years old. And I know at 26, you couldn't have told me nothing. I thought I knew everything in the world. You know what I mean? I was grown. What do you know, old man? But this young man here cracks me up. And he sits here and he talks about the decorum of black folks, right? You know, and how black people need to act better, right? So he goes on this whole little rant. But this is the funny thing to me, right? Because he sits there and then he says, at one point, what is it? Well, black people, it's not that you're not redeemable. First of all, you say you're a Christian. Your Lord and Savior is not white. Okay? He was not a white man. So you really need to get that in your brain. Okay? You need to get that in your brain. I know it's hard to do, but you need to get that through your brain. Now, even at that, we're not even going to argue about the skin color or whatnot and all that because I'm not no Israelite, so we're not going to even get into those conversations. But at the same time, too, though, you can't sit here and tell me that ignorance is just exclusive to black people, especially when white folks gave us a whole generation of Karen memes.
Especially if I get you if you want the food, take the food. You got the food. It's all right. No, something. I believe in color. I'm your best bet is to lead him. The best bet is to lead him. And I am. You know what? The best bet is to lead him. Somebody. Your best bet is to lead him. I'm scared. I'm going to find out where she goes. You touch off and not I'm going to tell you one more time. You put your hand in. I'm going to knock you out. And I told you, get the out. I'm telling you now. Hey! Everybody calm your down! Back off! Hey!
Send the police! I'm being
Hey!
720. I'm right at the Valero.
You in yours too! No!
No, I had to run from her. She's chasing me. This chick is attacking me.
Get in your car! Now!
No, you're getting...
Get in your car! Because you hit me first! You hit me!
Low moral character. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some ignorant black folks out there. I understand that. But you know what? This man sits here and goes on this whole rant, and he makes the whole rant. And this is the problem with a lot of America right now. Okay? See, I do agree. We don't like ignorant people. We don't like rude people. You know what I'm saying? And we really don't like rude people. And it's not just black folks, white folks, brown folks, Spanish folks, whatever. Nobody likes rude people, but they come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Okay, this isn't just an exclusive to black thing. So to sit there and say, "Oh, well, I'm not one of those people who doesn't just like black people." You're full of it. You're full of it because it's funny how you just target black people when black people. You talk about moral superiority as if white folks aren't the ones running around doing crazy things.
Accused of soliciting a minor tonight while wearing a diaper and a pacifier around his neck. Here's a look at the man charged, being walked by officers from the Tyler Police Department to a patrol car this afternoon. Last Tuesday, Tyler police officers were called to Andy Woods Elementary School off Fry Avenue in Tyler for a report of a suspicious person. They say 45-year-old Wesley Worrell here approached an 11-year-old girl and made inappropriate comments. She quickly rode away on her bicycle. Worrell is charged with criminal solicitation of a minor tonight. He was arrested while he was at work.
Did done this before, but was punished for those things back then, and some of the things you can prove and not prove when he does these things. But he has shown up with diapers on and approaching people in the past.
Worrell has $500,000 in bond tonight and another $100,000 bond for criminal trespass.
Now, come on, Nikki. You got to admit, that's kind of low on the moral standards, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Kind of low. Now, what's really crazy is, man, that man had done it before, and he's walking around free. Like, they know this man walking around in diapers and stuff. That threw me off when I heard that. I was like, man, come on now, really? And let me tell you, it wasn't even hard to find some of this videos, man. Like, you just Google certain things, and let me tell you, it'll come up with a bunch of you white people going crazy. So, you know, to sit there and keep on trying to make it about the moral fortitude of black folks, you know, our characters low. Yes, we have some black people that are ignorant, and don't get it twisted. I got some in my family, and if you push me right way on the wrong day, I might go ignorant on you. You never know. But at the same time, too, though, you can't act ignorant and then expect not to get ignorant back to you. That's just the truth about it. And that goes for any of y'all out there that think you better just because of your skin color. This is why I keep trying to tell y'all, stop making it about skin color. Okay? Skin color has nothing to do about it. It has to do about your mental status, you know what I'm saying, your mental state, and how everybody goes. Now, with all that being said, one of the other things that does bother me about a lot of these videos that I seen come up, man, was some of the reactions to him. You know what I mean? Because yeah, Nick goes on this whole rant, and you know he states a lot of things, you know, and I get it, because you know a lot of black folks sit there and say that, you know, we have issues within our own people and all that too. I get it. I truly get it. But what I don't like is how everybody's response was like, well, yeah, you know, he is right. You know, black people. Yeah, so what? You can't just single us out. And I don't even care, you know, and don't get it twisted. I still have conservative values. I do not knock conservatism. Conservatism is not the problem. But the crap that Nick Fuentes does is not conservatism. Okay? And it's not conservative to sit there and just agree with him because he's approaching everything from a racial aspect. That is not conservative. Okay? That right there is you being ignorant yourself. Because the reality of it is now they want you to believe that to be conservative means that you got to be racist against black folks. That's not true. And that is not a true thing. We're not going to ride with that. See, now I'm not a liberal because I don't rock with a lot of the crap they was doing. I really don't. If you really want to take it to some of these issues that we just voted against when we voted Trump in, I promise you don't want to have those discussions with me. But at the same time, too, though, that doesn't mean that I run around just hating black people. Now, I'm going to talk about you if you're ignorant. We ain't got no problem with that. I'm going to call you out on it. Same way you're going to call me out on mine. I'm going to call you out on yours.
This is what I'll say. Okay. Click that. Go click that tweet.
She's black.
Click this tweet. Click the tweet. Yes. This is what I was getting ready to say. There's two different races of black people here. We have regular black people, like us here, and then we have Gus.
And
he described option B there.
Well, I mean, he lives in Chicago, so I'm sure
there's a lot of them there.
Yeah.
But there is a difference. Like, I'm sorry, but there is a difference.
Hold on. What percent of us?
There is a difference.
What percent
it's two different races of people completely.
It is. But what percent of us are?
I don't know. A lot.
What estimate?
50,
I would say
55.
Nah,
45.
Not even that high. I would say like, I don't know what I would say. I don't know how many, but I know
I would say about 70.
70's too high.
Nah.
70's
I would say
it's
like
not the majority. It's the poorer ones. The father. Well, if we do say that, then it would be the majority.
Now, see, that's the Cartier family. And I know everybody loves Cartier family. There's a bunch of people out there that love them. And don't get me wrong, I watch them too. You know, I actually agree with a lot what these young men say. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I watch some of their content. I'm not even going to say I watch too much of their content, but I watch a bunch of their content. But at the same time, too, that's ignorant too. That's ignorant too, talking about there's two different races. There ain't no two different races of black people. No, there's black people. That's all there is. Really, in reality, there's only one race, and that's the human race. And I know a lot of you ignorant folks out there don't want to consider that. Now, there's different ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? We got different cultures. You know, black, white, brown, whatever, whatever, whatever. But at the same time, too, though, there's only one race of race, and that's the human race. You know. So, but to sit there and say, "Oh man," because what you really want to say is, you know what? There's black people, and then there's niggas. Okay, well, if that's the case, then you know what? Then niggas runs across everybody. I can go across black folks, white folks. Why do you think Nick uses the word so much? You think Nick really says it because he wants to be derogatory? A part of him is, you know, kind of an ass. But at the same time, too, though, it ain't because he's trying to be derogatory. He say it because he want to be a nigga. That's the truth about it. That's how I feel. And you know what? In reality, I really think the young man has a taste for black women. And he hasn't found the right one to give him the loving. So that's just me. I know he says he wants him a white woman, even though he ain't white. He say he want a white woman, but I don't feel it. Now, if you're gonna sit there and say he wants somebody who represents him and all that, you got to find you a mixed breed woman that's mixed like you, because you ain't even white, Nikki.
Of what you want America to really look like. You want it to be more Catholic. You want it to be more Catholic driven, more Catholic sort of, I don't know if the right word is owned. But that's where you're coming. That's where like a lot of your messaging comes from.
Yeah, I want it to be more Christian, and in part, I'm Catholic, so in particular Catholic. And I think it needs to be more white. I do think it needs to be more European. I think that, you know, and I get I get this comment a lot. People say, "Well, you're Mexican. Your last name is Fuentes."
Yeah.
And it's true. My father is half Mexican. His father's 100% Mexican.
See, and your daddy was half Mexican. Your grandpa was Mexican. Your abuelo was Mexican. Your abuelo. So think about that, y'all. Think about that. Obama's half white. His granddaddy was white. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me grandpas don't have influences on these kids. So you Mexican. Use Mexican. So use Mexican running around. And then later on in that same interview, I'm not going to play all the in this man's clips, but later on in that same interview, he ends up saying he's part Italian. So, I mean, we starting to chop the whiteness out of you, buddy. You know what I'm saying? So you're not even white for you to sit here and keep talking like you some kind of, you know, Aryan Brotherhood, dude. That's not even how it's going to go. But even with that, though, these other influencers that I've been seeing, influencers, whatever you call it, or podcasters or YouTubers or whatever you call them. I've been seeing some of these clips that they say, man, and then like this next guy, I don't understand where they're coming from. Some of these angles, I get it, but I don't.
Whatever you think about Nick, he's saying a lot of valid points. As a black culture, we are. I mean, again, it's not all black people who are thinking, talking the exact same way, but he has a point. Like, people don't like rude people, but it all goes into the black community. Not all the way, but like when some people actually interact with another black person, that's what they feel like it is. It's not just black people; it's the culture that's around them. Like, especially when towards social media, TikTok, they have all these other influencers have them shape for who they are, if that makes any sense though. But like, yeah, I mean, so far Nick, he's not lying about it.
I ain't gonna lie, that one right there got me right there. It's just speeding down the shoulder, bro. I done seen so many videos of videos like that is all on YouTube. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like, there's a lot of videos that's like that. They just be speeding down the side. I done really seen this in real life. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Wait, like I said, what he just said right there, that's definitely true. I done seen that myself. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Are they actually doing this? So like I said, sometimes, you know, you get to the point where the truth hurts. So, and I'm one of those people, like, I don't like to like sugarcoat anything. I like to be brutally honest. So the way I feel about certain things, I like to just come out and say it, and you just take it whichever way you take it. But, you know, when you just being honest, I like when people be honest. I like that you ain't sugarcoating, you ain't holding back, you ain't beating around the bush. I don't like all that. Just be straightforward with me, because I'm gonna be straightforward with you. So like that right there, he's definitely not lying about that. So
I mean, look at these two right here. Now the first one, I really just don't even understand what he was like. What he talking about, man? He it's the black culture. No, that's just ignorant people, dude. Black, white, brown. Like I said before, they're just ignorant people. Ignorance is not exclusive to black people. That is not how that works. Okay. I've met ignorant Mexicans, ignorant Puerto Ricans, ignorant white people, ignorant Chinese people. I met them all. They come in all shapes and sizes, man. So just ignorance is what it is. That's what you mad about. Okay. And then the second guy talking about, we just gotta be brutally honest because I've seen it. Yeah, we've all seen somebody running up and down the side of the highway and all that. But what about all the white guys that run, come down the middle of the lanes in between the cars with their motorcycles? I say that all the time. So you telling me that those aren't people that are sitting there acting like the law doesn't apply to them? These moral standard people. Them white boys ain't sitting there in line talking about, hey man, let me wait. I gotta wait. Now you'll have like 4 or 5 of them shoot straight down the middle. You know what I mean? And sometimes they not even trying to go slow. And then they boom, they gone. Take out your mirror when they go. So miss me with the moral high ground that you got as a white guy that you're not, but and then it just kills me the way they act on this. Now, one man out of all of these guys that I've seen talking, one man, and I watch some of his stuff sometimes. I don't agree with everything he says because he do got some liberal stances that I just can't rock with. But I do like the man. I do watch him sometimes, and he's the only one who said it in a way that I can't even put the words directly. When I heard him say it, I said, I'm not even going to repeat what he said. I'm going to let you hear what he said himself.
On this because it's the topic of conversation, not because Nick is very influential, in my opinion. The only people that he's convincing of anything are bigots, and he's not convincing them. They already were convinced. He's just their confirmation bias. Yeah, he's just telling them that they can feel the way they always felt. He's just, saying it in a different tone, a high-pitched tone with no bass in his voice. Ironic how that comes together for you.
Every black person that's in the hood is a bad person. I grew up in the hood. Most black people in the hood don't like the black people that are acting up. Most black people in the hood are not acting up. It's the ones that act up get the most attention. It's the ones that's going up the shoulder like this that people remember. But they don't remember all the other black people that are sitting in traffic with. They just remember the one flying up the bankment. They go to Mardi Gras or go to, not Mardi Gras, but the Cincinnati Brawl. It's probably 40,000 black people out there. But they remember the ones who are beating up this white lady. And that's not every black, that's these knuckleheads. And I think that Nick Fuentes is 100% correct when it comes to the ends. N-words act like this. N-words are rude.
Now, see, I like the way Tim Black put it. Really, because, Nick's just he really just a spoiled child. That's all it is. And he's a spoiled child. You can't tell me this young man that had no real life experiences, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? Let me tell you something. A lot of times when I see people who are really, really hateful like this for some reason, man, I always feel like somehow, somewhere, yeah, you had some negative experience. Now, think about it. The young man sit there crying about, everywhere he goes, he has a negative experience with black people. Well, look at how you speak. You not drawing people to you sitting there crying, talking about, oh, well, I'm really a nice guy. You sitting there dogging everybody out, and then you turn around and expect everybody to treat you right. Because I promise you, anybody who sits there and watches you, and then they know you when they see you in public, they're not gonna sit there and talk to you. They're not gonna talk to you like you cool and calm. They already know where you stand at. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not mad at it. This is why I like freedom of speech, because I really like when people show me exactly who they are. I want you to tell me exactly what you feel about me, because first of all, I ain't got no soft skin. Second of all, that's good. Now we know where we stand. So now I know how stupid you are. That's just my point of view. Now, like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You can feel how you want to feel. And then you've seen Officer Tatum, he kind of agreed with Nick to a point, you know what I'm saying, on there. But then at the same time, too, though, he turned around and like he did state, and I do agree with what he said there, where, a lot of people, they could walk in a room full of 1,000 black people, man, and one black person act a fool, and then that's what they're going to remember. And then they compare all black people to that one person, which really that has nothing to do about the color. That's just they're ignorant. They're ignorant, and that's all it comes down to. So even with that, we can't sit there and you can't sit there and put that on all black people. I get tired when they do that. I'm at the point where, you know what, we're not gonna play that game. Black folks, white folks, brown folks, Asian folks, everybody has good people within their people. There's a lot of us that want to make society work. We do what we can to work together. We do what we can to, you know, we raise our kids together. You know, our kids go to the same schools. You know, everybody makes it work. And then at the same time too, though, within every race, there's always that one, too few that they're just ignorant for no reason. Some of them for no reason. You know, whether it be racism, you know, lack of intelligence or whatever you want to call it, they just ignorant. Some of them just want to act fools, just to act fools for no reason. They like to ruin people's lives along with their own, and that's just the way it goes.
Guess the lotion wasn't the only thing getting rubbed the wrong way.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
I mean, they look like a bunch of ignorant folks to me. And they look like they were from all colors. It wasn't just one and two or the other. So, you know. But that's just for kicks and giggles. You know. But everybody though, man, one thing he did say that I do agree with. Nobody likes rude, ignorant, disrespectful, unappreciative people. We all got them. We all got them within our families. Everybody's got that cousin and uncle, that auntie, that niece, that nephew, that brother, that sister, or whatever. That's just unappreciative, or just disrespectful, or just doesn't care, or however you want to call it. Everybody's got them. So white, black, brown, whatever. It makes no never mind. It might be your brother, your cousin, whatever. It might be you. You never know. So like I said at the beginning, unless you ignorant yourself, don't take offense to what I'm saying. That's just how I feel, you know. But with all that being said too, though, black folks, we can't be acting ignorant either. I know we do, but we can't act ignorant. Like this next guy right here. Somebody come get your cousin.
My milkshake is on the point to the yard! They're better than yours! 6 feet, but I got 2 shots! That's what you talk about, clown! All day long! Get down!
Because he's an idiot. He's just an idiot. I don't even know what that was about. Like, I don't know what that was. All right. Well, that's all we got today. Like I said, I wasn't even really planning on doing this one, but I went ahead and did it anyways. I've seen too many people talking about it. So, with that being said, we're going to end it tonight. Humble Not Timid. I'm going to leave y'all with a little clip, too. And Bizzle, don't be mad at me, buddy. Another voice, another choice.
You say I bang if I dress like Snoop, but I'm sure Al Capone was dressed like you. So how we gon' do this? We gon' play stupid and act like Jesus, ain't dressed like Judas. If it ain't sin, it's preference. And who are you to rebuke what you don't mess with? If he blessed it, he died so that we could be made free. Don't check the outfit, check the EKG, homie.
Getting mad at me, player, but they ain't taking my place. And I'm a misbreed, homie, so they hate my race. Or maybe I'm just ugly, so they hate my face. Either way it go, homie, take the hating away. Now I'm suited in my armor and I'm just ready to play. So now put me in coach, cause I'm just ready to play. See, I told y'all.